Abraham, one of the wealthiest men in ancient history, didn't achieve his immense fortune through luck or conquest alone. His abundance stemmed from 7 powerful, divinely revealed biblical principles that are just as potent for financial breakthrough today. His story begins not with a bank account, but with a radical call and a covenant. The very first principle Abraham understood was the power of divine partnership and radical obedience. When God called him to leave his home in Ur of the Chaldeans, Abraham didn't negotiate, he simply went. Genesis 12, verses 1 through 3, records God's promise. I will make you into a great nation, and I will bless you. I will make your name great, and you will be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and whoever curses you I will curse, and all peoples on earth will be blessed through you. This was not just a spiritual promise, it was a comprehensive blessing covering influence, reputation, and, yes, abundant resources. Abraham's wealth flowed from being in covenant with the ultimate source of all wealth. Are you aligning your financial journey with a higher purpose, or are you just chasing dollars? The second principle is astoundingly practical: strategic separation and resource protection. As Abraham's herds and possessions grew, so did the friction between his herdsmen and those of his nephew, Lot. Instead of fighting for every patch of grass, Abraham made a generous and strategic choice. He told Lot to choose any land he desired. Lot chose the well-watered plains of Jordan, near Sodom, while Abraham settled in Canaan. This wasn't weakness, it was a shrewd move to prevent conflict, preserve relationships, and protect his assets from unnecessary strife. He understood that sometimes letting go of a good thing for a better thing, or simply to preserve peace, is the most profitable decision you can make. When was the last time you separated from a situation that was draining your energy and resources? Next, Abraham demonstrated the principle of proactive generosity and first fruits. Before any Mosaic law mandated tithing, Abraham encountered Melchizedek, priest of God Most High, after returning from a battle to rescue Lot. Genesis 14, verses 18 through 20, tells us Abraham gave him 1/10 of everything. This wasn't a transaction for a blessing, it was an act of worship, a declaration that God was the ultimate provider. It showed a heart that understood giving came before getting, and that a portion of his increase belonged to God. This established a spiritual flow, recognizing where true provision came from, long before it became a legal requirement. Is your generosity reactive or proactive? The fourth principle was diligent stewardship and resource management. Abraham didn't just receive blessings, he managed them. His household grew to hundreds of trained men, skilled in warfare and animal husbandry. He dug wells, a vital resource in arid land, and he defended them. Consider Isaac, his son, who later rediscovered and redug Abraham's wells. This wasn't passive accumulation, it was active management, investment in infrastructure, and continuous cultivation of what he had been given. He didn't rely on others, he developed his own resources. What systems are you putting in place to manage and grow what you've already been entrusted with? Following this is the principle of visionary investment and legacy building. Abraham wasn't just living for today. When Sarah died, he meticulously purchased the cave of Machpelah from the Hittites as a burial place. Genesis 23 details this transaction. He didn't just secure a plot, he established a legal foothold, a physical marker for his family's future in the promised land, long before they fully possessed it. He invested in land, in future generations, and in a legacy that extended far beyond his own lifetime. Are your financial decisions focused only on your immediate needs, or are you building a lasting inheritance for those who come after you? The sixth principle was faith-driven action despite obstacles. Abraham faced famines, kidnapping of his wife, and long waits for promised children. Yet, through it all, he acted in faith. He never gave up on the promise of descendants or the land. His wealth was not just material, it was rooted in an unshakable trust that God would fulfill his word. This sustained him through periods of scarcity and doubt. True biblical wealth isn't just about accumulating, it's about navigating challenges with unwavering belief, knowing that even setbacks can be part of a larger divine plan. Finally, Abraham's life illustrates the principle of generational blessing through righteous living. His children, Isaac and Jacob, also became exceedingly wealthy. This wasn't merely inheritance, it was a continued flow of divine favor because Abraham taught his household to keep the way of the Lord. Genesis 18, verse 19, tells us, "For I have chosen him, so that he may instruct his children and his household after him to keep the way of the Lord by doing what is right and just. His righteous choices and spiritual values created a fertile ground for prosperity that transcended his individual efforts. What values are you passing down, and how are they impacting your financial future and that of your family? These aren't abstract theories. These are timeless blueprints for financial flourishing. Abraham didn't simply become rich. He walked with God, stewarded his blessings, and built a legacy that resonates to this day. By embracing divine partnership, practicing strategic separation, initiating proactive generosity, committing to diligent stewardship, making visionary investments, acting with faith-driven resilience, and living a life of generational righteousness, you too can unlock the profound principles that lead to true biblical wealth, an abundance far beyond just money.